does my shirt say anyway? That's what I do. I make soap and I know things. Let it soap. Hello, let it soap. Today we are making, we're doing 3 soaps today. We have a custom soap that we're gonna do for Janice, and hopefully she's on here, I don't know yet. After we do the custom soap, we're gonna do oatmeal, milk, and honey. And then we're doing a rehab soap. So what are we doing today? We are going to make a rose soap for Janice. When I get to the next soap, which is the oatmeal, milk, and honey soap, I have some tips and tricks for July's new liner. So that'll be pretty cool. So if you have July's liner, this one, the new, it's so adorable. It's like honeycomb for like a beehive, and then there's little bees all throughout the entire thing. I used it once before and made soap, and you can see how it looks on the top. It's a little tough to see because it's all the same color, but you've got the hexagon shape for the beehive, and then there's little bees all throughout the top of the soap.
Hot Mama Forever said you look, hi Fuzzy, you look fantastic.
Well, thank you, Fifi.
We have a new addition to the live.
Yes, a new addition to our lives is Fifi. And I'm having a hot flash. Can you see how red I just got? Woo! All right, so we are gonna make this rose soap for Janice. I hope you're on here, Janice, because I did give her a little heads up that we were going live. She said she wanted a rose soap with goat milk in it, which I have right here. And she also wanted it to be pink and green and white.
Janice is on.
All right, awesome. So we have some pink, and for the pink, we went with ballet slippers, and I mixed in a little bit of Pretty Kitty to just brighten it up. And that looks pretty cool. That one looks like this, right? I love the camera. It looks a little orangey on camera. It's not, trust me, it's not that orangey. It's very pink. And for the green, we're going with Let Us Entertain You. All from Mad Micas, because that's how we roll, and the green looks pretty cool like this. And again, we're just doing a very little bit of green.
Hello, Sadie.
Hello, Sadie. And let's see. I've got my goat milk. I'm gonna mix that into the oils real quick. And then I'm gonna need 2 more containers. 2 more containers, small. Now this is just the oils that we use, and for the oils that we use, it's olive oil, rice bran oil, castor oil, coconut oil, shea butter, and palm oil.
Nice.
That's what these 6 oils were. And then I just added in some goat milk because that is what Janice wanted. And I have my containers here for the colors and my fragrance. Now, this fragrance is rose, and which is a floral. And typically when you're doing florals, the fragrance accelerates the batter. So what I mean by that is this is super duper fluid right now. It's complete liquid. When we put the lye solution in, it will begin to thicken, and by tomorrow it will be a solid.
Gloria said hello.
Hello, Gloria. And when we add the rose fragrance, it really speeds up the fact that it gets thicker. So it gets so thick that sometimes it's hard to put a really fancy design. I have a contingency plan, right? So we're gonna pour in, we're gonna mix, leave the white in here. I'm going to put some pink in here and green in another one. I'm gonna mix it really quickly. And then we're gonna pour it into the mold, right? I'd like to be able to get my hanger tool in so I can swirl it, but if it gets too thick, I'm going to use a chopstick do you have the chopstick for me? No? Because that's, solid. Like this This is just a gear tie from Home Depot in the auto section, and these are very flexible. So if the batter is thick, it won't go down all the way. And thanks, Janice. And it won't go down all the way to give you good swirls. So I have the chopstick right here, which this will stay solid. I'll be able to swirl in there. So we'll try both of those. All right. I'm ready. You ready?
All right, what do we got?
Huh?
Okay, so you got your scale up here so we can measure that?
My scale?
Yeah, we gotta measure off the...
That's, where's the bucket for the stuff underneath? Ah, thank you. Usually just with my foot, I kick. We have a bar boy, like a bus boy bucket, and when I'm done with my dishes, I just toss them into the bucket and he can take them to wash. So I have my scale because I'm gonna try and mix it up. I was gonna do it visually, but John likes to be precise. So, which is a good thing. But we figured we'd have half of it white and then just...
Okay, so the numbers are, I'm gonna pour off 34 for the pink. Then pour off 7 for the green.
I just added the lye solution, which is aloe vera juice and lye.
And goat milk.
And goat milk. No, I put the goat milk in.
Okay.
Separate.
I'll
Put it
take
in
to the
here.
back.
And that looks okay. You just really want to make sure it's not going to separate on you. So I look at the stick blender. I have my tissues here.
Fine.
All right. Then I put that down.
Using soap bars for Christmas presents with loofah. There you go. All right,
Nice.
so Janice, I could send these out to you earlier than...
Well, she can't have them
I
until
know
after
until
the 11th.
that's what I'm gonna say. I'll send them out that week.
How much? What did you say?
34.
34.
Make sure it's ounces.
It is ounces.
Okay. Because I've been using grams.
34 is going to be the what?
That's the pink.
Is 34 going to fit in this container? It's not. So we're going to... I got 30.
Okay, you can get for 34 in there.
I still got to stir it.
Good.
All right.
No spatula.
Oh boy.
Come on.
So because Rose goes a little bit quick,
Stick it in
we do... John helps and does a little off camera. How much is this one going to be?
That one's going to be 7.
No, that can't be because then there's less white.
Yeah, because you're taking it out of the white.
Yeah, and we wanted to have more white. Is this more than 34?
No.
I wanted to have more. Well, we'll see what it looks like. All right, now I'm going to put the green into here. And I'm going to mix this with a spatula because we haven't put the rose fragrance in yet, so it's not accelerating. So we have a little bit of time. Our this is very pale green. Is this what we want? We want to put a little more green in there?
That's what it is.
You
put more if you want.
It's pale. What do you think, Janice? Oh no, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we haven't put the fragrance in, and as soon as I put that fragrance in, that's when we're going to work real fast because it tends to... Are we in the pot? No, we're doing that. Okay. I'm talking everything through. So we've got this. I'm going to leave the fragrance out of this, keep this a little fluid. I'm going to do that most in there, a little bit in here, and very little stick blend.
Okay, just pulse that.
Yeah, I know. And now let me ask you think I should just pour the white in and then, like the whole white, and then...
No, you should do half the white, do some pink, the other half of the white, green, and then pink.
Okay. And you can see, if you're looking on top, it's already starting to get a little bit thick. So I'm gonna pour... And this is not the mold I like to use. This is the mold I use for customs because it gives me the perfect amount of bars. And you can see it's already getting thick, so I've got to go fast. Right?
Pour most of that. Pour it harder. It's gonna go
I don't.
back. It's gonna go back.
I'm waiting for the. Get just a little bit green in the middle.
See, now the green didn't do anything because there's no fragrance in
Yes, the green you can see is. Watch how fluid this green is, because there's no fragrance in the green. But this is almost solid already. Whoop. But that's what a floral fragrance will do.
That's good. That's all right.
And if you mix with the spatula like John just did on this, it will loosen it up a little bit. So you have a little bit of time.
But not for long.
Yeah, not much. These florals, they can go a little bit wacky.
The rest of the green.
The green? Yes. The rest of the green. I'll save a little bit of green for the top. And the higher I pour, the more it will go down into it.
It's going to be interesting.
And this is almost solid, so I'm just gonna loosen it up a little bit, slap it around.
Is it even good pour?
It'll glop.
Good. Are you gonna run the hanger through it?
I don't think I'm gonna run the hanger because it's very thick already, but I am gonna chopstick it.
All right.
Just some of this, fill it up. And I'll save a little bit for the top so I can do a nice swirl on the top.
Hello, Barbara Forget. How are you?
Oh, hello, Barbara. This is a cool pink. I don't think we've made one like this before. All right, I'll save just a bit for the top. Take my hanger and actually, I'm gonna wipe off the sides so I don't get them all over myself. And so the hanger swirl is similar to this. And I'll turn it around and get this side too. So the inside should have a nice swirl going in both directions. And I'll put the top. We know I like to do a nice little swirl on the top of this, but first we scrape.
Soap making new here. Yes, Tabitha.
Oh yes. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions about what I'm doing or anything I might say.
This was a custom order.
Yes, this is a custom order. We do have customs still on the website. Typically we shut them off in November because
Hello, what scent?
this one is a custom one and it is rose. We do have a rose soap already, but she wanted her own colors. And our custom loaves get shut off in November, typically about now, because it gets really busy for the holidays, and I want to be able to make sure that I can get people what they're asking for, right? So
Laura, right?
you see how thick that is? This was a liquid when we started.
What's going on, Laura?
Hello, Laura. And this will swirl nicely. It'll pile up nicely, and we'll get a good
nice texture on it. Oh,
yeah, nice texture on that top.
Slap that down, by the way.
Yeah. And I think I'll put the green in the middle. And this I can probably pour with a little assistance from the spatula. Get it right down. So we get a little all of it. There we go. And now these will all go into the magic dish depository. Grab myself a skewer.
Hammer it down first.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Not
I'm
there.
gonna what?
On the corner. This is just.
I'm hammering it down only because it's very thick, the top parts that I put on, and I don't want to have any big air pockets. Air pockets are no big deal, just they're not as aesthetically pleasing. And this way it levels it all off, right? So I will just...
We're gonna pop this one?
We can. John said, are we gonna pop this one? And what he means is, are we going to C-pop
Don't
it?
do too much.
Yeah. And C-pop means cold process, oven process, right? And that would be, we'll put the oven on right now to its lowest temperature.
4 is starting to get back to normal.
So we'll put the oven on at its lowest temperature, and we'll put this in the oven, and
So
it
yes, I'm
will.
doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's the lowest? Like 275 or something like that. And then
170 degrees.
170, 275. You'd be burning it. I don't know what that would mean. So we'll put this in the oven. Make sure if you're going to C-pop your soap, you're not using melt and pour soap, because it will just melt it. If you're using any embeds, make sure they're not melt and pour embeds. I've made that mistake before. So we'll put this in there, and that'll make the colors uniform throughout the entire thing, and it'll bring out the brightness of the colors, right? So he'll put that on.